could we see another storm? Well, the Northeast is eyeing the potential for another winter storm as these temperatures, these freezing temperatures, continue to set the stage. You get a system that taps into that cold air, and we are in business. Here's what we know so far. Let's take a look, number one, at the storm we just had. Completely different. So when you hear about a storm, I want you to know across the Southeast, portions of Texas, New Mexico, this is not for you. The energy that we had with the last storm came off the Pacific, tapped into a ton of moisture off the Pacific, added more moisture off of the Gulf, and that Arctic high, that cold air was in place, and that was our storm. And that's why we had so many states affected across the South, the Southeast, the Southwest. Now, watching this next wave of energy, this is completely a different setup. Cold, plenty of cold air continues to drift down to the south, and you've got these little pieces of energy that are going to do this kind of thing, and then eventually start to move closer to the coast. It's very interesting when you look at the forecast models. There's a little wave right there. You saw one. Here comes another one, and then there's another one right there. This takes us into Saturday. Look how far south the cold goes again. So say tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, we rebounded just a bit for the temperatures, but we're back in it with the cold air come Saturday and Sunday, all the way down into Florida, Florida Panhandle, Central Florida. Now, let's talk about the potential for a low. A surface low could develop. This is the type of pattern whenever you see a low pressure develop off the southeast coast and sometimes off the Gulf of America, you're talking about a Miller A pattern. And this type of pattern, when it comes up the coast, is usually a good setup for a nor'easter. Now, having said, of course, you can get a Miller B this way as well. Having said that, though, let's talk about this because the forecast models are starting to show that, yes, we're likely to see an area of low pressure. Where does that go? How close to the coast does it go? Big players here. The GFS keeps it a little farther south, more so than the European, shown in the blue here. That's a trend that started yesterday. When you look at the AI models, they take it almost right smack in the middle, and the AI has been doing a good job with this. The benchmark is right here, and all of these areas of low pressure with the ensembles is where the models are saying, oh, we could have a low pressure here. Having said that, we'll watch closely because, again, there are still questions as to where this would set up, and if so, who gets the snow. We'll fine-tune in the days ahead.